over right now, thanks to some gentle prodding from my son.
That's good. Now, what about Kate? Is she all right?
Yes, she is. Between Clint and Elizabeth, they figured out exactly where Patrick was holding Kate. So we went and we showed up, we freed her, and Patrick is now in jail. I guess that's the end of the Dr. London saga for a while.
Yeah, they couldn't have done it without me. I am the official ears of the family. That's my designation and my duty. That's the jokes, folks.
Ha, ha, ha.
Sarah, are you still here?
Yes, sir, I am, despite your wishes.
Well, about that, my little fit of self-pity is over now, and I'm sorry I took it out on you. I'd like you to keep working with me, and I'd like to keep working with you. I need you to prod me and push me, and I hope you'll accept my apology and come back. If you do, I still think you should move your belongings into the West Wing and live here, but I won't press that.
Yes, I will come back to work.
Good.
And I guess I might as well move in, too.
All right. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Tell you what, since you were leaving anyway, why don't you go on home, pack your things, and then come back to work?
Okay.
And I'll have Herring get your room ready.
Great.
And no doubt chew me out a little.
Possibly that, too.
And I will pick you up a new cane, unbreakable.
Great. Come on, I'll walk you out. I'm headed over to Kate's.
Thanks, son.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sarah.
Bye.
You want to sit down?
No, I'd kind of like to stand here and hold my wife in my arms, well, assuming that she'll still speak to me.
Are you all grown up again?
Be easy on your old man, sweetheart. He's smiling and he backed down, but he still feels like he's got a hole in his gut.
I know that, darling. I know that.
Oh, I can see how wonderfully happy Al's been with his father and his other mother.
Yeah. What about Delilah? We haven't heard anything more.
That's because there's nothing to hear. We stopped by to see Rafe on the way over here, and he's at a dead end.
What kind of world is this where a woman can just vanish?
I don't even want to think about it.
Listen, has Rafe done all those things, I assume? He's checked out the morgue and the hospitals?
Yeah, he's done all of that, and there's nothing. He's got detectives out on the road where she was last seen. There's nothing.
Well, what about the cab driver? He checks out, too. He tried to stop her from leaving, but she was determined to get her flight.
Somebody picked her up somewhere in a car saying they're going to the airport, only didn't take her there.
Oh, wait a minute now, Max. There's no reason to make up all these horror stories either.
Yeah, well, those horror stories are real, Steve. They happen in the papers every day.
Well, Linda, do me a favor. Talk to me about the 5 minutes when I went out looking for coffee. Did anything happen here that might have upset you?
I can't believe you're asking me these questions. You're making me feel like I just made the whole thing up or I'm having hallucinations.
I'm not making any kind of accusation here. It's just, I find it very difficult to understand how you could believe that so totally that a murder could take place in that office. We just were in there. Everything was perfectly normal.
Dr. Kellogg saw me, don't you understand? He probably had the killer drag the body away and then made that guy go in there so that when we barged in, it looked as if nothing happened.
Humor me, please. Let me ask you about that 5 minutes.
All right, I was thinking about Compton. I was very nervous, as you know. And then this woman came up to me. I thought she was a visitor, but she was a patient, and she wanted me to drag her out of here, and she said she didn't belong.
Okay, that could have been something very upsetting. I can understand that.
Well, it sort of reminded me of an incident that I had had with Dr. Kellogg when I was at the clinic. I was very paranoid and totally out of control, and, well, I begged him to take me away because I said that I didn't belong either.
Okay.
Anyway, I was so spooked that I didn't know what to do, but I wasn't so spooked that I saw a murder that didn't really happen. I mean, Larry, you should have seen his eyes. It was unbelievable. It was as if he had seen a strangulation like every day. And then he looked at me very piercing and very stern. And I was so frightened, I backed up and I went out the door and I came running up the stairs to you. And you obviously don't believe me.
No, Melinda, what you see, look, I'm confused. Obviously, we have to get Dr. Kellogg and discuss this.
He just denied everything that I said. It's his word against mine.
So sorry to keep you waiting. Do come on in, please. Melinda, have you pulled yourself together? You don't seem so hysterical.
Oh, I'm hysterical, all right. But I'm sane.
Dr. Kellogg, Melinda is positive that she saw a man strangled here in this office with you present.
I still have no rational idea how to respond to that. But I assure you both, no such thing occurred. Beyond that...
Of course, you can't admit it because that would make you an accessory to murder, wouldn't it?
Melinda, my dear, you've known me for years. When have you known me to be other than reasonable and calm?
Never until this moment. And I can tell you, you were very calm while that man was being strangled. You just watched. And then you looked at me, as if you could will me to just disappear.
I was sitting here with Mr. Peck, just the two of us.
No, it wasn't Mr. Peck. It was a man. A much larger man than the man that was strangled. And I think they used a rope. And the other man was struggling. And then after a few moments, when I was looking in, he went limp. Now, damn it, that's what happened. You know that's exactly what happened.
You're very wrong. No such thing occurred in this office in front of me, my dear.
Don't you call me my dear. You're saying my dear just like you used to before when I didn't know what I was talking about.
Take it easy now. Take it easy now.
Would it help if you looked around the place, huh? There's a closet over there. Through there, there's a conference room.
Patrick London was sane enough to have backed down. It's such a shame. I mean, he's a brilliant scientist. It seems like such a waste.
Well, maybe some psychotherapy will help him get that prison experience out of the system. And hopefully Cord and Kate won't be running into any more obstacles. God knows they've sure had their share of those this year.
If their love is anything as strong as ours, I think they'll be fine.
Cord is one strong fella. I realize that more and more the more I lean on him. Well, I have been leaning on him.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
No, but I saw your expression. In my mind's eye, I saw your expression.
I think we know each other much too well. Can I sit on your lap?
You betcha.
Oh, I'm so proud of you for doing a little leaning when required.
Well, I feel like I've had more than my share and done more than my share lately. I know. It's not a sign of weakness. But while we're on the subject, sweetheart, in case well, if things came up that I couldn't handle, maybe you should look to Cord to do some leaning too.
Sweetheart, we have lots of people, fortunately, who are willing to do just about anything for us, so I don't really think you need to worry about that at the moment. Besides, I think Cord has quite a bit left to learn from his daddy. And I don't expect anything to come up in the near future that you can't handle. I love you, Mr. B.
I love you more, Mrs. B.
What a pretty picture, you two.
Asa!
Oh, Pa, you sure do love to surprise people.
I would like to surprise Rafe by bringing Delilah back to him. Sammy's still here, isn't she?
Yeah. She thinks her mother's working in New York.
All the bad stories about the big city. Hell, she didn't even make it there. Here is where the low-life creep abducted her.
They haven't proved that, Pa.
Rafe knows for sure. He's not saying it, but he's thinking it.
I think I'm going to leave you two alone. I'm going to see if Jessica's awake.
Okay. We have another problem, son.
Now what?
I made a move. Maybe not the smartest move I've made, but I've done it, and we're going to have to deal with it.
We? You got a mouse in your pocket?
Very funny. You must have heard how weak Sanders' chemical has become with Elizabeth ill and Charles dead.
That's a big rumor. What about it?
As of this morning, a giant conglomerate took over, or raided, as they say.
What's that got to do with... Oh, Pa, you don't mean to tell me that Buchanan Enterprises took it over?
If I didn't do it, some other company would have.
Some other company isn't marrying into the Sanders family. Damn it, Pa, don't you ever get tired of making money?
Clint, I have been lying low. This was too good to pass. Besides, it's still in the family. Cord marries Kate. Cord gets some. Kate gets some.
What about Elizabeth? That company was her whole life.
Elizabeth has not been paying attention to the company for quite a few months. Clint, it was on the brink. Somebody had to grab it and save it.
Ah. So now that was an altruistic move on your part. Well, tell that to Kate and Elizabeth. They ought to understand. Hell, you're probably going to be knee-deep in thank-you telegrams by the time you get home, Pa. Oh, I know that sound. You know you're guilty, but you can't admit it.
Well, maybe I'm a little guilty, but mostly it was a great decision.
Yeah, well, you get to deal with Cord over it. You know, as much as you rant and rave about Tina, you got one hell of a lot in common with her.
That's a damn lie.
Think about it, Pa. You're both spoiled rotten. You both do almost anything to get your own way. You both got 100 different rationalizations for your actions, and neither one of you can stand peace and quiet.
That don't beat all, son.
Pa, why don't you call Elizabeth, tell her you're sorry, and tell her she can buy back the stock at the price you paid.
Can't be done. It's not practical. Some other company will take over and not be as kind-hearted as I am.
Cord is not going to understand that, and neither is Kate.
Excuse me. Is this a good time to interrupt your fight?
It sure is, honey. He's all yours.
Oh, yeah, tuck your tail and run, Pa. Tuck your tail and run. You know, this is just a preview of what you're going to have to go through.
Gee, I wish it would have taken me a little longer.
I'll tell you, I was pretty calm, and I was doing okay. Except for Delilah being missing, I was pretty much okay. And then my pa walks in the door. I'll tell you, Sarah, I'll tell you what, it's a good thing that man discovered oil years ago, or he'd be out robbing banks.
You want to tell me about it?
No, there's no need to tell you about it. Cord, Kate, and Elizabeth are going to be over here soon enough, yelling. As if I got any leverage with the old coot. You know, from Buck right on down, generation after generation, the Buchanans have done nothing but throw their weight around.
Well, thank goodness you don't do that, Clint. Gotcha.
Yeah, you did it, Ted. You sure did. All right, shall we go in the library and get back to work before some other good news walks in through the door?
All right. I want to try something new today.
Fine, fine. I'm ready to concentrate.
Okay. Here's your new cane. Guaranteed. Unbreakable. Ta-da.
Oh. I think I'll call this one Barney.
Oh, well, I think we better be going because Captain Hall wants me to make up a master list of everyone who was involved in the fashion show, and that means buyers and guests. And it's going to take some time. You better go.
He suspects this wasn't a random abduction.
Max, don't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Say, listen, before we go, Gabrielle and I have a little bit of light to share with you.
Oh, yeah?
Show him, honey.
Oh, hey.
Doesn't look like a little bit of light to me. Although I noticed this before, and I wasn't going to say anything until you said something. Oh, congratulations. Thanks. Oh, I'm so happy for both of you.
Yeah, me too. Now, if I could just get a ring on this lady's finger, maybe we could have a double ceremony.
Really? Yeah, well, don't listen to him. He's being a little premature here.
What? What? I wait 55 years to get you to fall in love with me, and what, it's going to take another 22 to marry you?
Did anybody ever tell you that you are just a tiny bit prone to exaggeration?
No, never.
Oops, I think Al isn't going to wait till we get home.
no.
Oh, well, listen, I have some diapers in the bedroom.
Okay. Come on, Al. honey. Get my sleep.
Listen, Max, I guess I have you to thank in a couple ways for my instant family, huh?
Steve, I'm real happy for you, but I just have one question.
Shoot.
Don't you think that you may just be rushing this a bit?
I am not making this up. How many times do I have to say it?
I feel very responsible for this. It must have something to do with my prior association with Compton.
Larry, listen to him trying to explain this all away as my insecurity.
I think we ought to get out of here. I'll take Melinda home.
And do what? Have me go to sleep so I can wake up and figure it's all a nightmare? Wait a minute. It's still damp. I have proof of what I said.
What are you talking about?
The man, when he was being strangled, he was struggling, and he knocked a cup of coffee off Dr. Kellogg's desk onto the floor right there.
Coffee was indeed poured onto the carpet, but I'm afraid it was Mr. Peck in his anxiety. His first meeting with me, trying to impress me.
Oh, come on, Larry. Am I just imagining this? Am I just making it all up on the spot?
Dr. Kellogg, do you think it would be too much trouble to have Mr. Peck come back here? We could talk with him, maybe?
I have no problem with that, except Mr. Peck was already aroused by your accusations to put him in the middle.
Well, I'm sorry about this, but I do think in this case it's rather important.
Very well. If it will help Melinda. Mrs. Crimmins, will you have Mr. Peck sent back to the office, please? Thank you.
I simply can't believe that you could be involved in a murder.
I couldn't. Which will be made clear very shortly.
Okay. I think this is going to show you that you know more than you think you know.
We hope.
All right, let me explain it to you once again. Clint, the purpose of this exercise is for you to identify things you touch with your cane. Now, let's assume you've been brought into a strange living room. You would like to sit down, but you're not quite sure where the chair is.
Great host. Remind me not to come back here again. All right, let's see. I know approximately what a chair feels like, what height it is.
Right, and when you tap it, it's soft and it kind of gives way, right?
Yeah, and it's cushiony. Makes all the sense in the world why a chair feels like a chair.
Great. Now, beyond the chair, I've set something on the floor that isn't normally there, so it's going to make it a little more difficult for you to identify.
It's kind of fragile. And it's round. It's got a hole in it. It's a lampshade.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean that. There's a real feeling of accomplishment to this, no matter how silly it might seem to somebody who has vision.
So what makes you think that I'm rushing into marriage?
Well, I was just wondering. I mean, come on, it hasn't been that long.
Seems long enough to me. I've been in love with Gabrielle ever since I met her at the airport. Come on, you're the one that realized that before I did.
Steve, it's not your feelings that I'm questioning.
I see. So you think that Gabrielle's not sure she wants to marry me, right? That this is some sort of a rebound thing after you?
Well, it happened.
Yeah, well, it's not happening to me. okay? Gabrielle has taken a long time to sort out her feelings for you. She's in love with me, and that's why she's marrying me.
That's fine. That's great. That takes care of my question.
What do you think? That you're so hard to get over, or that I'm no match for you, or something?
Steve, I'm not trying to start a fight here or insinuate anything. Look, you got me beat out any day of the week as a human being or as husband material. Now, come on. I care about my brother. That's why I'm checking up on you.
Okay, fine. Just get this. If I didn't believe that Gabrielle was in love with me, none of this would be happening.
Hey, that's great. It's wonderful. And you're going to make one hell of a stepfather for Al. Hey, you two should be very happy.
Great, thanks. Now, what about you and Tina?
Oh, God. Well, sooner or later we'll get married and have a baby. The question is in which order. Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, you got a few minutes. I got something I want to show you.
Great, great.
Where did they go?
Oh, if I know Matt, he's probably showing Steve his brand new VCR.
Oh, Tina, there's something I've been wanting to ask you. Are you going to marry Max?
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, it's not that I don't love him or anything. I do. It's just that after all the trauma I've been through lately, I don't know, to make another commitment so soon.
I understand. Max doesn't.
Well, I haven't really brought it up to him. I mean, I keep hoping that these feelings will change, because you know what he's going to think? He's going to think that I'm still hung up on Court. But I can tell you one thing, what I do want is I want us to hurry up and have our own baby.
Oh, yeah, I think, it might be a little easier if you get married first. Take it from me. If I know Max. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. He won't run out on you. He loves you too much.
And you love Steve, right?
Yes, I'm rather surprised about it, but yes, I do. Wants to play with that. So why don't you and Max hurry up and settle down, and the four of us will raise this little fella right here. Maybe a little Tina, if I don't get killed first, and maybe a little Max, and then we can have barbecues, and we can live almost a normal life.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be wonderful. A normal life. Yeah, then when Max and I want to run off to Paris or something for the weekend, you can watch the baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fast forward, freeze frame. Hey, listen, Bree, I think we should probably get going, huh?
Yes, we probably should. Come on, sweetheart. Well, Tina and I have just been plotting.
Oh, yeah?
The four of us, and the 10 children we're going to have.
Oh, I think that leaves you with about 8, Max, huh?
Oh, boy.
Tina, marry this one, okay?
Gabrielle, I'm glad you hooked onto the right Holden, huh?
Thanks. Congratulations to you and Tina.
Come in, Mr. Peck.
Is this about my weekend task?
Not exactly.
Oh, these people again.
I'm sorry to impose on you, but I need you to explain to these people that you accidentally knocked off a cup of coffee when we were talking before.
I did?
Yes, think back. Carefully now. You remember? When you first came in, you were somewhat anxious at meeting me. You reached out to shake my hand.
he's feeding him information.
I knocked it over when I shook your hand.
That's right.
Yes, I forgot. I'm sorry. Do you want me to clean it up or something?
No, Mr. Peck, thank you.
I have a few questions for this man.
What do you want with me, lady?
Linda, he's told you what happened.
No, he's lying, the little worm.
I don't know what's going on with
Thank you, Mr. Peck, for coming back. I'm so sorry to have inconvenienced you. Now, don't trouble yourself with this conversation. It's nothing to do with you.
Really? If you say so, Doctor.
Well, now.
We'll be leaving.
Oh, so that's it, huh?
Linda,
Oh,
there's nothing more to be found out right now.
we're just gonna go home. It's gonna be that when I go home and just go to sleep and this murder never happened.
Leave now. We'll talk in private, please.
Take care of her. Convince her to get proper help again. This is one of the saddest cases I've ever seen. Donald.
What would you have done if she'd looked in the closet in the conference room?
I don't know. But we got away with it. She didn't see your face, Donald, or Crown's.
Luck is not responsible for my success. It's attention to detail, anticipating the unexpected. Now take care of the woman and leave me out of it. You owe me, Kellogg.
I think I know how to deal with Miss Melinda Kramer's sudden, tragic instability.
My dad's desk. Pledge.
Look at this, Stacy. Delilah was so excited about these sketches, she envisioned a whole new line of sportswear by Delilah to go along with her high fashion line.
I don't know much about fashion, but something I'd buy. If I could afford it, of course. Doubtful on a cop's pay.
How am I going to tell Sammy that her mommy is missing?
Hi, Daddy.
Hey there, Pumpkin. How you doing? Oh, mwah.
We got tired of Aunt Wanda's restaurant, and we got tired of Gilbert's bad jokes.
Good cookies.
The cookies were good. However, we wanted to come home to Daddy.
Mommy's not home yet? Dad,
Kevin.
I got a problem.
Oh?
So I know you can handle this before, but I don't know about now.
Well, let's hear the problem.
You see, my lariat's all twisted up. There you go.
Oh, yeah? Oh, boy. Kev, how many times have I told you to coil it up nice and neat after every time you throw it?
Well, somehow this happened on the first try.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's see what we can do here. How's your little brother?
He's upstairs making Jessica cry.
What?
Just for a minute.
Ah.
You see, Joey lent Jessica his truck. So when Joey wanted it back, Jessica wasn't willing to give it up.
But he finally did give it back to her?
Yeah, after I made him.
Okay.
Wow. Fix my lariat. I couldn't even do that. I can see, right?
It's yours to practice, son.
Hello, my darlings.
Oh, honey.
Mom,
Hey, sweetie.
Dad just fixed my lariat.
Did he now?
Yeah, I didn't think he could do it, with his blindness and everything. But he did.
Your father can do lots and lots of things without his vision, as you are learning.
Well, I gotta go practice my throws. See you later.
Okay. What are you practicing on? Kevin, you're not practicing on your sister, I hope. Well, if he is, I expect we'll hear her scream soon enough. Hello, my darling.
Hello. Oh, how's things at the Banner?
Oh, fine. Quiet, smooth. Nothing to worry about.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm all that happy about them getting along so well without me.
Well, I didn't say they were getting along well without you. I said there was no problems right now. Come in.
Hi, Vicki.
Hi, Lynn. Hi,
I'm
darling.
So excited. I just had to come right over. Both of you have to come out and see my present for Mom.
Only meteorologists look good, but can any of them predict the weather, huh?
What, are you kidding? Since when has being able to predict the weather been a qualification for a TV weather announcer?
Yeah, you're right.
Tom.
Oh, Lee, excuse me. Arrange the auditions for tomorrow afternoon, will you please, Jim? Yes.
Tom, listen, I thought of a great idea.
Huh?
Well, you may have thought of it already. Are you going to send a camera crew over to Holden Towers so they can film our daughter being crowned as Carnival Queen?
Are you serious?
Here's what you do when you don't find the rainbows in this time.
So it didn't even occur to you?
Well, even if it didn't, it smacks of nepotism, don't you think?
Nepotism? Tom, all the local newspapers will be there. I don't see why the local TV station can't be there, too. Listen, they're going to crown the person at 6:45. That means you can cut live from here right to the hotel.
Oh, I can't. You seem to know all about producing a news program, don't you?
Tom, I did not come here to start a fight. I just came here because I think our daughter should be in the spotlight tonight.
Oh, really? Did you rig the elections? Are you sure she's going to win?
Yes, right, Tom, right. I rigged the elections. Oh, look, even if she doesn't win, it doesn't matter. At least she will be on TV for one brief moment. I want some nice publicity. Nice, not like the last time when she was smeared all over the cover of the National Intruder. Do you remember that?
Do I ever? Let's not discuss that, shall we? Well, as it happens, the 6 o'clock news is Well, it's a bit skimpy on hard news, and we're going to be running a few more public service messages than we usually do.
So are you saying yes?
Well, I don't suppose my reputation would be totally ruined with a little, nepotism, shall we say. I think it's a good idea, by the way. So Mary Lynn will have a tape of something to show her children one day.
Oh, that's wonderful. By the way, win or lose, I just gave Mary Lynn a present. And I think she'll be around to show it to you tonight.
That's nice. Well, I approve.
Approve? Tom, you might even be envious. See ya.
Thank you. Jim, I'll need you on the set, please. As soon as possible. Thank you. Jim?
Yeah, just a second, Tom. Ray said, I don't know, if these chairs need to be recaned, something like that. Look at it, will you? Yes, Tom.
Jim, if no hard news comes in between now and 6 o'clock, we'll cover the crowning of the Carnival Queen. All right? Now, Annie's free. Get a crew together, will you?
All right, sure. Sir, I'd like to volunteer for that crew.
I'm sorry, Wade. Not this time, okay?
Why not?
I'm sure you understand why. Get Morris instead, will you please, Jim?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Clint. Of course, you can't come out.
No, Mary Lynn, listen. What is it? Elephant or a car?
It's a car. How did you guess?
Obviously, it had to be too big to bring inside.
Well, that's wonderful. I want to see it, may I?
Well, you can see it right from the terrace. Take a look.
Oh,
isn't it beautiful?
Beautiful. That's the snappiest little car I've ever seen.
Well, you know, this thing has a lot of horsepower. You should have heard me screech out of the parking lot. I think I'm finally getting the hang of it, though.
Is your father as excited as you are?
Well, Dad doesn't know about it yet, but I think when he does, he might have a fit.
Why?
Well, because Mom bought it for me, and it's very expensive. I tried to argue with her about it, but how can you turn something that wonderful down?
Very understandable.
Anyway, whether I win or lose tonight, I think I got first prize.
Yes.
Oh, and I wanted to ask you, are you going to be there tonight? It would really mean a lot to me.
Oh, well, I think we'd love to, darling.
Not me, but I appreciate the offer, Marilyn. But, sweetheart, that sure doesn't mean you can't go without me.
Well, honey, why can't I go with you?
Well, because I haven't been out in public yet, and I don't think it'd be quite fair to the ladies. I mean, everybody would be looking at the man with the cane instead of at the lovely girls.
Darling, that's not going to happen.
Well, I know it isn't because I'm not going to go. But you are.
We'll discuss this, okay?
Okay. It would be nice if either one of you could come. If you can't make it, I understand, but I hope to see you both there tonight.
Okay, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye,
You drive
gorgeous.
carefully in that little car.
I will.
I tell you something, before long, Kevin's going to be hassling us for one of those little cars.
Yeah, well, he's not going to get one. We'll get him a nice used car first, and he can fix it up himself. A, he'll learn a lot from the experience, and B, he'll take better care of it.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
May I sit on your lap, please?
Oh, you better. This lap is always available to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Providing, of course, that you don't get romantic and try to convince me to go to the party tonight.
Well, actually, now, since you have brought it up yourself...
Yes, as if you weren't going to.
Darling, I don't want to go without you.
Why? Why? I don't want my wife to become a little housefrau because her husband has become a bit of a wallflower.
Why does my husband have to become a wallflower?
Don't push this, okay?
We have to talk about this, Sammy. I don't know when your mother will be back.
How come? Daddy, I want some juice.
Juice?
Yeah, honey, that's a good idea. Let's get some juice. We can talk about it after that.
Captain, I'm going back to the precinct.
My heart's breaking already, Wanda. Oh, please, I do not know how I have managed to not cry in front of that child. I don't know how I'm going to continue to manage. I think it is just wonderful that you are so supportive of Rafe.
Cops stick up for each other. Usually we have to tell some cop's wife and kids that their dad died in the line of duty.
Oh.
But I've never been through this. May I ask you something before they come back?
Sure.
I don't know Delilah too well, but I keep wondering if maybe she just walked out of his life.
No, the younger Delilah might have pulled a stunt like that, but not, oh, no, not the Delilah now who is a wife and a mother.
Okay. Well, we'll be in touch with each other.
Come on, honey. Listen, why don't you just sit down right here? Yeah, good girl.
Would you like Aunt Wanda to go someplace and go do something?
No, I'd like Aunt Wanda to be with us. Now, Sammy, Mommy is lost, and we can't seem to find her.
Lost?
Yeah, that can happen sometimes to adults, just like it can happen to kids.
Mommy's lost in New York City?
Yeah, or somewhere.
Why doesn't she call for you to go get her?
She must not be near a phone, or...
No, maybe it's that she doesn't feel so good, sweetheart, and there is no way that she could get to Daddy to tell him where he is, where she is, or anything.
I don't understand. How do you know she's lost?
Because she hasn't come home yet, and she should have been home by now.
But Daddy, Mommy knows where we live. She'll be home.
Oh, baby, of course she will.
All right, darling, it's not as if I don't understand your hesitation about going out in public, but sooner or later you're going to have to.
Fine, but we don't have to start with the main event. I'd like to have a couple practice runs first.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just stay home tonight.
No, I insist that you go.
I would really much rather stay home with you.
I'm going to be perfectly miserable all night long if you do.
What a charming thing to say to me.
You know what I mean. Now, you're probably worried about me, right? Well, don't be. We'll pay Sarah some overtime, and I'll take a night lesson.
Sarah's made plans to go out tonight.
Well, that's all right, too. Kim's here, the servants are here, Kim, Joey, and Jessica are here. I'd hardly call that being alone. I'll watch... I'll listen to television with the kids or something. What?
Well, you have a tendency to brood when you're left alone recently. If you absolutely promise me that you will involve yourself with the children...
I promise. Now, will you go out and party?
Well, I'm not in a party mood, you know. I mean, what about Delilah?
Wait a minute. What about Delilah? Your staying at home isn't going to help Delilah, and you know it. Now, you know what?
What?
You just flat ran out of excuses.
Oh, all right. I guess I can tell when I'm not wanted. But you listen to me, sir, before you run over to that telephone and dial your favorite redhead or brunette or possibly even another blonde that you've got your...
Eyes on.
Eyes on, all right, whatever. I'm going to stay there just long enough to see Mary Lynn crowned, hopefully. If she's not crowned, I will offer some sympathy, and then I'm coming back. Right back here to this very lap. Got it?
I got it.
Hey, what's wrong with you? Coleman. You in a bad mood all of a sudden?
I just wanted to cover that fraternity contest shoot, you know, at the Holden Towers.
Well, how come you're not? I thought your girl was circus queen or whatever it is.
That's carnival.
Carnival.
But you're right, it's more like a circus. Hey, man, I got an idea. You could make some money off it, too.
Well, I'm always interested in that.
All right, listen. I'll give you $20 if you sort of injure your back, and I'll conveniently be around. I'll go do the gig.
All right, what the heck? My wife wouldn't mind if I got home in time for dinner tonight.
Thanks a lot, Morris. This will give me a chance to keep my eye out on Maryland, just in case those fraternity guys start pulling their...
In case they what?
I don't know. I just don't trust any of them.
Maybe you're just in love, Coleman.
No. Delilah Garrettson isn't that old. Thanks for calling, though. Right. Bye. Hey there.
Still nothing, huh?
The old thin air trick, Billy. I feel so bad for the captain and that poor kid of his.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a mother to raise me. Luckily, I had a sister to take care of me.
Luckily? That sounds like you need money.
No, but I was hoping that maybe we could grab a bite to eat and talk.
Talk? It's more serious than money. What's wrong?
Nothing. Wade.
You two broke up ages ago. I didn't know you were back together.
We're not. That's the problem. But I want him back.
Billy, that guy is trouble. He always has been.
No, he's changed. He's changed. That's the problem. He's leaving me behind. Or he's trying to, anyway.
Hang on. Detective Giordano? Yes, Miss Medina. I have an idea. Why don't you leave the list at the front desk, and I'll send someone over to pick it up. Right, great. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. Still no concrete leads or clues. Billy, if there were 10 more of me and a force 50% larger, I might be able to spring myself for dinner. I'm sorry, hon, but I can't tonight.
No problem. I can dig it.
Sorry.
Hey. Oh, listen, do you want me to pick up whatever it is you need picked up?
Would you mind? Gabrielle Medina, Delilah's partner, made a list of all the people that attended the fashion show in New York, the one Delilah never made it to.
Mm-hmm.
She's leaving it at the desk at the Holden Towers.
Holden Towers?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't mind picking it up.
Thanks.
Listen, do me a favor, though. Don't ever tell my friends about this.
For your reputation's sake, we'll pretend you're only helping out your sister, not the Landview police force.
See you later.
Don't lose that list.
You better look at this report. It's from the medical examiner.
Oh, my God, not the captain's wife.
Or maybe.
She's playing quietly. She's talking to her favorite bear as if nothing's happened. You know, Wanda, Sammy believes her mommy will come back, and by God, she will.
Of course she will. And she better have a damn good explanation for all this nonsense, huh?
You actually made me smile. You know, that's the first time that I've smiled.
All right.
Captain Garrettson.
Captain, it's Detective Giordano. We've gotten a description of a woman that matches Delilah's.
Where is she?
I'm afraid at the morgue.
Have a seat, Mr. London. That's Dr. London. He'll soon be convict London.
I'm not going to jail for charges of attempted murder or kidnapping.
Where are you going, Cleveland?
I'm just going to plead insanity.
You won't be lying. You know it's not very smart of you not to talk to a lawyer.
I don't need a lawyer. As a matter of fact, Detective, I really don't care what happens to me. I don't care if I go to jail. I don't care if I go to a sanitarium or if I go to Cleveland. You see, my life was Kate Sanders, and without her, it really doesn't matter anymore.
Too bad you couldn't adjust to reality, London. Prison is not a very nice place to live.
You think I don't know that? For your information, I just spent 5 years in a hole in Africa, cop.
Sit down. I want to go over some of the details of your statement again.
Why? I already told you I did it. I did it all.
Wait. Cord?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Well, I thought I'd come by and say hello, if that's all right. And I've got a question for Briggs.
Oh, Briggs forget how to use the telephone?
No, it's just that I mentioned that I was coming over here.
Oh. wouldn't be because Vicky specifically asked you to.
Well, Vicky did call me and ask me how Kate was doing, and she did mention that she was going over to this party for Mary Lynn,
And would you mind dropping by, making sure the old man was doing okay?
Look, Clint, you're not going to get all bent out of shape about this, are you?
No, hell no. It's to be expected. For now, anyway. You know, I was listening to the news earlier. Police are still as stymied as ever about Delilah's disappearance.
Yeah, I know.
I got to thinking about little Sammy. You know, her real mother was murdered.
Wow.
And it occurred to me, I wondered if it was possible that maybe her stepmother had been murdered. Then, of course, I got to thinking about Kevin and Joey and Jessica and what it would mean to them if they had to grow up without a father.
Clint, please don't do this, all right?
Cord, we have to face it. We both know it'd be all over if that bullet fragment shifts position in a certain way.
So what about it, Clint?
Well, I don't think I've made enough preparations for that possibility. So I've been thinking about it. I mean, what would really happen to Vicky and the kids if I were to, suddenly check out?
Now, doesn't she look fabulous?
Mom.
She literally took my breath away, Mrs. Sanders.
I know you're going to win, Mary Lynn. I just know you are.
Well, there are 3.